look, it's rolling inside in the dust.
Yeah. Now you can see the calves.
They're so cute.
You can look through there and...
Oh, I see. One's rubbing against the tree there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I've seen some bulls with the herd. I'm thinking you can usually tell they stick out because they're so big compared to the cows. Yeah, towards the back.
Yeah, the really big one.
Yeah, that's a bull.
Okay.
He has moved into the herd and has started the rut. And once in a while you'll see him. They make their presence known, and the way they do that, they lift their head up, and their tails are great indicators of their disposition at the moment. Like now you see them, if they're either hanging down or just going back and forth, swatting flies, they're fine. They don't feel threatened. They're very relaxed. And but when they start getting excited, feeling threatened, their tails will stick straight out, horizontal. Then when they get ready to charge, their tails will go straight up in the air.
Oh my.
Yeah,
okay.
And it'll go straight up, and the little tassel will just be kind of hanging up there, and they are getting ready to charge. They are feeling very threatened. Now, you'll see they're all pointed the same way. There's a dominant cow up there. Their whole day consists of grazing, drinking, and resting 5 times a day. They graze at daybreak, mid-morning, mid-afternoon, early evening, and midnight. And in between they drink and rest. So, look at these guys. They're just kind of playing.
I'm getting it.
Good. And that's a watering hole down there. Like I said, 50 gallons a day. But the dominant cow will decide when the herd's going to move. And she'll stand up, let's say they're resting, and they're all lying down, and then the dominant cow gets up and starts to move. Within 3 to 5 minutes, the whole herd stands up. And they'll still continue to graze, but they'll start moving now. They're obviously moving in that direction, and like I said, as you can see, they're all pointed in the same direction. They're following the dominant cow. Now, when they settle in here, let's say, to rest.
Now, how do they choose the dominant cow? How's that one?
I think probably by age, and then there's just, maybe the strongest one. There's probably some...
Almost tournament kind of.
Well,
yeah, sure.
Yeah, I was wondering, because there's, in the bullseyes,
the alpha male,
yeah.
Sure, yeah. Probably the strongest, maybe age again, senior gal. But, and you'll hear, that's why I turned the thing off, you'll hear they tend to grunt, sort of like pigs.
Said that was so weird.
Right. You'd think they kind of would moo like cattle, but they grunt. Now, the males will actually roar, sounds almost like a lion.
Oh.
They put their head up, and it's a roar. It's very amazing. But the calves are just like little kids. I mean, they just run around. But they'll grunt, and then that's their communication with their calves. When the cows get up and start moving, you'll hear them grunt, and then the calf will answer in a little higher pitch, and that means let's go. But it sounds much like a pig. And we're going to go down that way, so we'll see him come over there.
It's hurting my arm.
Another thing is...
We'll lean on this, Brad.
Sure, or if you want to get out, Brad, that's fine.
That's okay.
Yeah, that one's
what else
straight across the street.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to mention, you see the birds when we came up there. Occasionally they're sitting on the backs or whatever. Those are called cowbirds, and they will follow a herd. Now, as you can, that's a red-winged blackbird. That's different. But what they, if you're a bird who follows the herd, you don't have time to build a nest, lay eggs, and sit on the eggs and wait for the chicks to hatch. So what they do is they will lay their eggs in other birds' nests and then move on. And the mother bird of the nest will actually raise the the cowbird's young. And the cowbirds are very aggressive. At times, if there's a shortage of food or whatever, or there's too many other, the other birds will stay in the nest. But if there's too many, they'll actually push the other little birds out,
Aw.
and they're force themselves as foster children. But you said how far they move. They'd move miles in a day. That would be a 6-year-old cow. I'm going to pull over a little bit because, believe it or not, there's a motorcycle coming. They don't like motorcycles.
Well, I wondered about that.
She's probably really scared.
She is really scared.
But the thing is, I just want them to be aware of it, because I've seen them do that towards motorcycles.
What? Towards motorcycles?
Yeah, they'll put their head down. It's almost like they think it's another animal. They somehow see it as a threat, whereas a car they don't. Maybe they don't see enough of them. I don't know. See him?
Well, yeah.
See that? How he reacts there? They don't. They just do that.
You're right. They don't like motorcycles.
Oh no, you don't want to do that. Something about Harleys. They get skittish around bikes.
Really?
Yeah. No, and they.
I don't want
I just
to-
see them. They do that, but I've never. No, I really haven't.
A lot of babies.
Yeah, it's a big year.
Because I know with like hyenas and other things, like
Yeah.
they had to have like a right scent for
Yeah.
the herd.
Yeah, hyenas are very pack oriented. Fight to the death if they hook up with each other. But they're pretty docile, buffalo. They're pretty smart. They realize that violence doesn't get them anywhere. So,
Too bad we haven't learned that yet.
yeah, isn't that the truth? Pretty good life. They eat, drink water, take a nap.
That sounds pretty good.
It sure does.
Sounds like what our dog does.
Yeah, animals have figured it out.
Sure.
Whole bunch of buffalo.
Do they usually just have one calf?
How many calves do they usually have in a lifetime?
I'm not sure, Brad. I don't know how long they remain fertile and productive. Couldn't tell you. Whereas antelope, first year they generally have one, and then subsequent years call them buffalo, but it's actually the American bison.
Bison.
But
Is
it's
there a difference?
Well, buffalo is actually a misnomer. They really aren't buffalo. They're distant relatives of the buffalo family, which is like the water buffalo
Uh-huh.
of Africa, but these are actually American bison. But it's become accepted that they're both accepted unless you're talking in scientific terms. If you're like a biologist describing this animal, then you shouldn't say buffalo because it's not one. But for everyone else outside the scientific community, it's accepted to say buffalo. But technically it is a misnomer.
It's funny this if you're just standing there looking.
It's almost like a standoff.
Yeah.
And it's funny, their horns are different. Some of them will come up and grow back. Some of them will actually start to curl in.
Yeah, it's sort of straight more.
Yeah. No,
Notice
see this
that.
guy right here, they're kind of
Yes.
curling in. The guy sitting up there, they're pointing straight up. And genetics, maybe rubbing has an effect when they're young.
Looks like they don't mind the herds mixing in.
You don't get many visitors down here, do you?
He's like, who are you guys?
Yeah. See ya.
So glad we got these binoculars.
I know.
Yeah, you can tell like some of them are young, but they're really fat.
Mm-hmm.
They had like, really good food.
They actually eat the roots of the grass from underneath.
Sounds like our dog. Bark, bark, bark. Stop for a second.
Yeah.
Bark, bark, bark.
It's almost like, I just heard someone barking. Oh, that was me.
Echo, echo, echo. Oh, there's one over there. He's nibbling on something. Right over
Yeah,
there.
I'm getting one that's playing.
Well, when you when you notice them, they're like all over the
Yeah.
place.
Yeah. See, even just like waving this hat, it gets me excited. Something when something changes, or if you see a hawk move in,
Oh yeah.
oh my gosh, the place goes crazy.
Yeah, they're making a lot of noise now.
Just wave a hat. Jeez, you guys, settle down.
And their tails are straight up too.
Yeah. But you're right, Brad. If you look at an area, at first you don't see them, then you realize, my gosh, they're all over the place.
Yeah. Let me see if I can get a picture. Try not to go too close. You want to do this while my hand's shaking?
Your hand's shaking.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright,
Holding up
did
too
you
long.
stop?
No. It's still going.
It's still going, Brad. Let me stop it. How do I stop it?
Press the red button.